Kasha here. So this is a follow-up video to the blog post I posted some weeks ago on KashaCollective.life, and it's titled "Timeshare Waste of Time?" ? So yeah, this is a follow-up. The blog post was what I expected based on what I know, and this video is what happened and what I got. So it was a timeshare presentation that I signed up for back in, I think, like back in April. So I stayed the weekend at a hotel, and that's how they got my information, marketing. They called me, they offered me a promo, and usually I don't take these offers. I hang up or I just say I'm not interested. But when they said the brand's name, which I'm not going to name the name because I'm not advertising for them, nor are they paying me to, I was familiar with the brand. It's a large brand. So I was like, okay, I'll listen and see what you have to offer. So they offered me $99 for 3 days, 2 nights, anywhere in the U.S. to one of their resorts. So I went on a purchase it. I'm like, worst case scenario, it's $99. That's not going to hurt me. And I decided to use it for my husband and I's anniversary because our work schedules are totally crazy, and a weekend getaway was like fits our schedule both perfectly, and it was within a drive distance to another state, but we could drive there, so we did that. So a few days before, I got an email saying I need to call and confirm that we are still showing up. Yeah, we are. Asked the lady, hey, like, how do I know when, where and what time the presentation is? Because they also give you a gift for showing up. They offered me a $125 gift card, a $100 gift card, and I kept saying no. Eventually we negotiated, and they gave me offered me a $175 gift card. So she said they'll let you know on Sunday. We give you the first day to enjoy the hotel. The second day is the presentation. Third day you check out. Okay, sounds good. Checked in on Saturday. We went to Atlantic City, New Jersey. So we checked in. Everything was great. We enjoyed the hotel. Oh, one thing I want to mention. So they offer family accommodations. You can invite up to 5 people. 2 adults, 3 children. They qualify you, and they tell you who you can bring, which I'll get into that later or in another video. So I told them there would be no kids, just 2 adults. And it seemed to me, if you're trying to market accommodations or sell accommodations to a couple, you would accommodate the couple. Why would my husband and I want 2 double beds? Anyway, so we check in the hotel. I asked for a king. They gave me a king. I like high floors. I requested that. They gave me a room on the 31st floor, which was perfect because all I saw was clouds, sky, and birds. It was absolutely beautiful. So we enjoyed that day. The next day, which was Sunday, I purposely set my alarm to wake up because I didn't want to miss whatever it is I was supposed to get Sunday, like the lady told me. So I'm up at 7, and I'm calling the number on the paper like I'm supposed to be notified when, where, what time. And she's like, oh, they schedule that beforehand. I'm like, what? So I'm reading the paper as she's talking to me, the receptionist, and the paper says that I would get that information at check-in. Didn't get any information, so I hung up with her. I called downstairs to the front desk. They had no clue what I was talking about. All they know is you have a reservation with us. We take your credit cards to hold for a deposit. We charge you the taxes and the resort fees, and that's it. Whatever you have with a third-party company, we have no part of that. So I called the 800 number. There's like 2 or 3 800 numbers for this place. The people that do the timeshare. And they're all closed. No one's answering. There was just this one number, which I think was the sales floor, the sales department. And the receptionist was super nice. I can't remember her name offhand, but she was really nice. And I spoke with someone by the name of Steven, who I was on the phone with him for at least 30 to 45 minutes, and he did absolutely nothing but keep me on hold the majority of the time. I explained to him the situation. He said that I said, well, you know, your receptionist told me that you have presentations all day long. Can I just pop into one of them? Or can you sign me up for one of them? I'm ready to go. He says, oh, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to be scheduled. And they're all booked. Well, if you have someone scheduled for a presentation, there should still be 2 seats left because that's what we signed up for. Then he puts me on hold again. He comes back. He says, oh, well, we have one left. We have a spot left on Monday morning at 9 a.m. 9 a.m.? I'm not going anywhere at 9 a.m. First of all, I have to be to work on Monday. I had to be to work on Monday morning. My husband has to be to work on Monday. And we're not checking out any earlier than we need to. And by the time we needed to be there, we would be checking out. So that just wasn't possible. So I was like, well, so what do we do? Because I did my part. Whatever it is I signed up for, we did it. So you guys miscommunicated. You dropped the ball, whatever the case may be. Like, I can still go over there. And he's like, well, you can go and look at the hotel, but they're not going to let you into the presentation. I said, well, you know, that's fine. So he says, well, since we messed up, we miscommunicated clearly. Is it raining? We can offer you a refund for the $99. Okay, that's fine. But in the meantime, I'm being charged resort fees and taxes. Who's going to pay for that? Because I planned on using the gift card to pay for that. That's another story. And he said, yeah, just call in tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to note your case or your profile, whatever the case may be. So I also hung up and called back and spoke with the manager because something about him I just didn't trust. It was just really weird. He got really snippy with me in the beginning of the call, and I was like, you know, Steven, I called because I needed help. If you're going to give me attitude, put someone else on the line because I'm not doing it today. And you're not going to do it with me today. He cleared it after that, but he still wasn't helpful. So I left a message with the manager, and I waited till Monday. We checked out, paid the taxes and hotel fees, and I spoke with someone when I got home that afternoon, and I spoke with Jordan. That's how he said his name, Jordan. Jordan had an attitude. He felt like it was his company. I asked to speak with the manager because I knew there was nothing that he could do. Another situation anyway. So he's like, well, I can possibly help you. Okay, fine. I have to go through this whole spiel, whatever. If that's your procedure, that's your procedure. So I told him the situation. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not refunding anything. First of all, Jordan, calm your ass down, okay? It's not even your money. Then he's like, but I can tell you that a manager is not going to be able to do anything. Well, you're not a manager, and I didn't ask you for your opinion. I'm not saying this to him. I'm still pleasant to him, but I'm thinking, like, you're not a manager. I didn't ask you for your opinion. I didn't even want to speak with you. But since you insist on talking to me, this is what we're going to do. So I was on the phone with him for a while, and he was getting snippy with me. And after a while, like, I could tell that he was trying to hold me on the phone to find a loophole. And it didn't work. And I said, he says, I'm not giving you a refund because, you know, you signed up for it, blah, blah, blah. You didn't show up. I'm looking at the notes that Steven put in the system, and it says that you said you're not going to the Monday show or you can't make it. I said, really? Is that all he put? I was on the phone with him for 45 minutes. And that's what he said? That I said I wasn't going? Yeah, I need a manager. You can't help me. So he's still like, oh, I'm not putting in requests for a manager. There's no need. This is what it is. I said, so are you going to hang up on me? No, I'm not going to hang up on you. Well, if you're not going to put me on the phone with a manager, I guess we're just going to be sitting here because I'm not hanging up. I have my charger. What time you get off? Yeah. Either you're going to hang up on me or you're going to put me on the phone with a manager. So he's like, oh, well, we don't transfer to managers. We have to put in requests for it. But blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. So then that's when he keeps me on hold. And I hinted it hinted to me that he was looking for a loophole. So I explained to him again, yeah, I got the email, I called and I confirmed, blah, blah, blah. So then he comes back with that loophole he was looking for. And before that, I said, I realize that you're trying to keep me on hold to find a loophole, but you're not going to find it because you guys dropped the ball. I did what I was supposed to do. He says, no, I'm not trying to find a loophole. And then he comes back. He says, well, I see that we sent you an email. They gave you the information. I said, you can see it. You may be able to see it, but you guys didn't send me anything. And if you can see it there, that room would not have been fully booked on Sunday when I called in because there should have been space for 2 more people. So that loophole you just found, you can patch it up, Jordan. I said, he said, yeah, well, you know, I know that people get a lot of emails and you probably just saw the name of the hotel and just skipped over. I said, oh, so you're assuming that I saw the email and I ignored it so that I can wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning trying to find out what I'm supposed to do. And so I can call again on Monday after my little getaway vacation and sit on the phone with you and have a discussion about this. Is that what you're assuming? It's not an assumption. It's a pre-assumption. I said, Jordan, you can call it whatever you want. Smart ass. But it's not going to work. So he was really being a smart ass. I'm like, sir / ma'am, you're doing way too much for your 8-hour shift. So then we go on to discuss. And I was like, look, I'm really not trying to argue with you. I didn't even call to argue with you. I didn't even call to talk to you. I just want to get this resolved. I'm letting you know what happened, blah, blah, blah. Did the whole spiel again, being a professional adult. I'm not the one at work. You're the one at work, but okay, whatever. So he's still getting snippy. And I was like, you know, your tone is a little ugly. At this point, I didn't care. I was ready for the argument. I was like, your tone is ugly. And, I said, you're being rude. You're being very rude, and I'm not even being rude to you. I'm talking to you very politely, and yeah, your attitude is ugly. It's really unnecessary. Really unnecessary. He says, I'm not being rude. I'm being assertive. I said, Jordan, get somebody else on the line. I don't have time for this. So then he puts me on hold. Then he comes back all nice. Okay, so I'll put in a request to speak with the manager and blah, blah, blah. I said, you know what? I don't believe what you said, Jordan. You just want to get me off this phone. But I promise you, if I don't get that call back, I'm calling back. And I'm dropping the ball on all of you little rude ass blah, 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 blah. Because they rude as hell. Some of them are. Some of them are rude as hell. They're really nice when they're trying to sell you that. But after that, they're rude as hell. So, long story short, for Jordan, he didn't put in a request for a supervisor. He just wanted to get me off the phone because I wasn't hanging up. Which all it takes was for him to say, hey, miscommunication, call the customer back. She wants a manager. She needs a manager, blah, blah, blah. It's not taking anything out your pocket. Why are you protecting the people that get paid to deal with customers like me? I know they're not paying you that much, Jordan, but I digress. I ended up getting a call back from the first manager I left a message for on Sunday, and I can't remember his name, Mr. DeMarco. I hope I'm allowed to say his name, but he was super helpful. At first he said he was going to give me back like $50, and I'm like, 50? I spent $99 plus taxes and resort fees, which at that point I really didn't even care about the $99. I paid $99 to stay at the room for 3 days, 2 nights. That was the deal. I was fine with that. I mean, the hotel cost more than that in 1 night, so I was fine. I wanted the gift card that was offered to me for showing up to the presentation that they didn't give me the opportunity to show up to. So someone needed to pay those resort fees and taxes. So he was like, oh, you paid $99? I was like, yeah, but that's not what I'm really concerned about. I'm concerned about the other charge. So I gave him the total charges that I paid, and he saw that. And long story short, he ended up sending me out a gift card for a little over that amount, which I was like happy about. And yeah, I'm like, he did it like it was nothing. I'm like, that's all you guys, the other guys, had to do in the first place. That's all you had to do. So, to wrap up this part 2 of is a timeshare worth it? I don't know. I didn't get to go to the presentation. I tried to. Yeah, so I hear pros and cons about it. I know people who have purchased. My nails look awful. I have my little Prince nails on. I went to a Prince tribute concert last week, and yeah, they look bad now. But isn't that cute? His face, his symbol, and his name. Anyway, so yeah, I will have to do, I think I'm going to do another video on this. This is totally separate from this. I just had to give you my follow-up. But yeah, so I got the gift card to cover my resort and taxes. And that was that. Will I do it again? I would, because who doesn't want a cheap vacation? Like, $99 plus taxes and resort fees, that's not bad. So even if you don't show up, you still get the cheap room, but you don't get the gift. But anyway, I'll do another video, and I'll talk about some other stuff in regards to this. Thank you for watching. Bye.